Some mornings feel heavier than they used to. You wake up, stand by the window, and notice that the engine that once roared now needs a gentler start. The body still remembers power, yet stamina fades sooner, and motivation slips away by late afternoon. If you are over 60, this is not a personal failure. It is biology asking for smarter signals. What if there were a single daily habit that quietly lifts natural testosterone, restores steady energy, and helps you feel grounded in your strength again? No pills, no noisy gadgets. Just a small practice you can begin tomorrow morning that works with your body's clock and your mind's calm. Stay with me, and I will show you exactly how to do it. I am Dr. Sophia Bennett, a urologist with over 20 years of experience working in one of the largest hospitals in the United States. Throughout my career, I have seen thousands of men, many over the age of 60, struggle with the same unspoken concerns: lower stamina, reduced testosterone, and the quiet worry that their vitality is fading too quickly. What I share here is not theory pulled from a magazine, but a combination of medical research, clinical observation, and the lived stories of patients who have turned their health around. My mission is simple: to give men over 60 a practical daily habit that is safe, sustainable, and effective in naturally supporting testosterone and energy, so you can feel confident and alive again. After 60, many men notice a quiet but persistent decline in their vitality. The most central reason is the natural fall of testosterone, a hormone that supports stamina, muscle preservation, mental focus, and intimate health. From the age of 30 onward, levels drop slowly, but by the 6th decade, the decline becomes more visible. The testes, where testosterone is produced, lose responsiveness to the brain's signals. Blood flow to these tissues also diminishes, meaning that even when the signal is present, the body cannot answer as strongly. Alongside this, the pituitary and hypothalamus, the master regulators of hormones, become less efficient. Years of accumulated stress, poor sleep, and metabolic strain amplify the problem. Cortisol, the stress hormone, rises more easily and stays high longer, competing directly with testosterone. Many men notice this as fatigue, irritability, or lack of motivation, and it is not weakness of character, but a shift in chemistry. Circulation is another key factor. As blood vessels stiffen with age, less oxygen reaches muscles and reproductive organs. The result is not only reduced stamina, but also sexual difficulties, both stemming from impaired vascular health. Chronic low-grade inflammation adds another layer. It interferes with hormone production and weakens mitochondria, the energy producers of every cell. This explains why some men feel exhausted even after sleeping a full night. Insulin resistance also plays a role. As muscles lose sensitivity to insulin, blood sugar regulation falters, and higher insulin levels further suppress testosterone. Combined with weight gain, especially around the waistline, this creates a cycle that accelerates hormonal decline. Poor sleep worsens everything. Deep, restorative sleep stages shorten, robbing the body of the nightly surge of testosterone and growth hormone that once fueled recovery. All these factors, aging tissues, weaker circulation, chronic stress, inflammation, metabolic imbalance, and broken sleep, converge after 60. The result is the familiar pattern of lower energy, weaker stamina, softer muscle, and diminished confidence. Yet decline is not destiny. By understanding these mechanisms, men can adopt daily habits that speak directly to the body's design and begin to reverse the spiral. When we search for a safe, natural way to increase testosterone and stamina after 60, the answer is not found in expensive bottles or complicated machines. Instead, the most powerful tool is a habit that is almost too simple to believe: a daily morning walk combined with deep breathing and early sunlight. This practice might appear ordinary, yet it orchestrates a profound shift inside the body, aligning hormones, circulation, and nervous system balance in a way that medication alone cannot replicate. Let me guide you through why this single routine matters so much, how it transforms male physiology, and the best way to practice it consistently. Walking has been underestimated as a therapeutic tool. Each step contracts the muscles, and these contractions send powerful signals to the endocrine system. The muscles act almost like a second heart, pumping blood and oxygen toward organs that influence testosterone production. When circulation improves, the testes and adrenal glands receive the nutrients and signals needed to increase hormone output. Studies consistently show that moderate, regular physical activity is linked to significantly higher testosterone levels compared to inactivity. Unlike high-intensity exercise, which may overstress older joints and raise cortisol too sharply, walking provides the perfect balance, strong enough to stimulate, gentle enough to sustain. Layered onto this is sunlight, the most natural hormone regulator available. In the first hours of the day, sunlight is softer, but still carries ultraviolet B rays necessary for vitamin D synthesis. Vitamin D is not simply a nutrient, it is a hormone precursor, essential for the conversion of cholesterol into testosterone. Men with low vitamin D levels almost always present with lower testosterone and fatigue. Just 20 minutes of morning sun can recalibrate the body's circadian rhythm, stabilize sleep patterns, and encourage the nighttime release of testosterone and growth hormone. Sleep, often fragile after 60, becomes deeper and more restorative once morning light exposure is consistent. In this way, a brief encounter with the sun multiplies benefits far beyond bone strength. It becomes the foundation of hormonal resilience. Deep breathing completes the triad. Stress through cortisol directly suppresses testosterone. High cortisol not only blocks production, but also blunts the body's sensitivity to testosterone's effects. By practicing deliberate, slow breathing during the morning walk, you shift your nervous system from sympathetic fight-or-flight mode to parasympathetic rest and restore mode. Inhaling deeply through the nose, pausing briefly, and exhaling longer through the mouth is more than a relaxation exercise. It actively lowers cortisol, calms inflammation, and enhances oxygen delivery to mitochondria. As a result, cells generate more ATP, fueling stamina naturally. Patients who practice breathing alongside walking often describe an unexpected clarity of mind, as though tension has drained from their body, leaving space for energy and confidence. Why is this habit particularly suited for men over 60? At this age, the body is sensitive to both neglect and care. Intense exercise may risk injury, and pharmacological interventions often carry side effects. But walking, sunlight, and breathing are inherently safe, scalable, and low cost. Even men with limited mobility can begin slowly. 5 minutes of gentle steps, sitting under morning light, practicing deep breathing, and build upward as strength returns. The body responds not to perfection, but to persistence. A small daily effort compounds into meaningful change. The ritual of timing is also critical. Performing this practice in the morning aligns with the body's natural testosterone peak. Hormone levels rise shortly after waking, and reinforcing this rhythm with movement, light, and breathing amplifies the signal. Evening exercise, while beneficial for general health, does not deliver the same hormonal reinforcement. Think of morning practice as resetting a clock that keeps the entire body in harmony. Over days and weeks, this rhythm grows stronger and the results accumulate. Nutrition can support this habit. A light, protein-rich meal after your walk supplies the amino acids required for muscle repair. Foods such as eggs, Greek yogurt, or lean fish, combined with healthy fats from avocado or nuts, provide the cholesterol backbone from which testosterone is built. Hydration matters as well. Even mild dehydration can blunt hormone response, so drinking water before and after your walk ensures the full benefit. This combination of movement, light, breathing, and nourishment forms a self-reinforcing cycle. Each element supports the others, and together they awaken vitality. The expected changes are not instant miracles, but gradual and steady. In the first week, men often feel a clearer mind and lighter mood. By the third week, afternoon energy improves and irritability declines. Around 2 months, many notice enhanced muscle tone, better posture, and renewed interest in physical intimacy. These shifts are not imagined. They reflect measurable improvements in testosterone levels, circulation, and mitochondrial efficiency. The most profound reward, however, is the restoration of self-confidence. Patients describe standing taller, laughing more easily, and feeling present again in their relationships. They rediscover not only stamina, but also dignity. Medical literature supports these observations. Controlled studies demonstrate that regular walking combined with natural sunlight can raise testosterone, improve cardiovascular resilience, and enhance sleep quality within weeks. Other studies link deep breathing with reduced cortisol and improved autonomic balance. When combined, the outcomes are amplified, not merely additive. This synergy explains why the simple act of a morning walk feels disproportionately powerful compared to its effort. Safety should never be overlooked. Men with advanced heart disease, uncontrolled blood pressure, or severe joint problems should consult their physician before beginning. But for most, starting gently and building gradually is entirely safe. The early morning is best when temperatures are mild and sun exposure is safer. Avoid overexposure or dehydration and respect your body's pace. Remember, the goal is not exhaustion, but renewal. Ultimately, this habit represents more than a medical intervention. It is a statement of self-care. Each morning you choose to walk, breathe, and face the sun, you declare to your body and mind that strength is still possible. Age does not erase vitality, it reshapes how we nurture it. By respecting the body's rhythms and giving it consistent signals, even men over 60 can unlock reserves of energy and stamina once thought lost. The path is clear, the cost is nothing, and the reward is the return of power and presence in daily life. So tomorrow, step outside. Take that first breath of cool air, let the sun meet your skin, and allow your stride to remind you of your resilience. In this quiet daily ritual lies the power to reignite testosterone, rebuild stamina, and restore the confidence of a man fully alive. The beauty of this morning habit is that its impact extends far beyond testosterone. Once a man over 60 commits to regular walking, deep breathing, and sunlight exposure, the benefits ripple through nearly every system of the body. The cardiovascular system is one of the first to respond. Gentle but steady movement strengthens the heart muscle, lowers blood pressure, and improves cholesterol balance. As circulation improves, arteries regain flexibility, making blood flow smoother and reducing the strain on the heart. This translates into fewer episodes of fatigue, better stamina during the day, and reduced risk of cardiovascular events that become more common with age. The musculoskeletal system also thrives. Testosterone naturally supports muscle mass, and when combined with walking, men preserve lean tissue instead of losing it. Stronger muscles protect joints, improve posture, and make daily tasks easier. Many men notice that climbing stairs, carrying groceries, or even playing with grandchildren feels less taxing once this habit becomes routine. The added sunlight enhances vitamin D, which improves calcium absorption and supports bone density, lowering the risk of fractures that are so dangerous in later decades. Mental health experiences a renewal as well. Deep breathing calms the nervous system, helping to stabilize mood and reduce irritability. Sunlight exposure triggers serotonin release, the neurotransmitter linked to positivity and well-being. Over time, sleep quality improves, leading to clearer thinking and better memory retention. Patients often report feeling more emotionally stable, more motivated, and more engaged in relationships. Finally, intimacy and personal confidence grow. When testosterone rises and stamina improves, energy for physical closeness returns. This not only enhances marital satisfaction but also strengthens emotional bonds. A simple morning habit can therefore restore dignity, joy, and connection, turning aging from a burden into an opportunity for renewal. When I think about the men who have embraced this daily habit, one story always stands out. His name was Richard, a 63-year-old retired engineer who came to my clinic feeling defeated. He carried himself with the posture of a man who had once been strong, but now his shoulders sagged, his voice was quieter, and his energy seemed drained. He confessed that mornings were the hardest. By the time I get out of bed, he told me, I already feel like I've run out of fuel. His testosterone levels were low, his stamina poor, and his sense of confidence slipping away. He worried that age had stolen the best parts of his life. Richard admitted that he had tried supplements and even considered testosterone replacement therapy, but he feared the side effects. What he longed for was a natural way, something his body could respond to without depending on medication. I suggested he commit to a simple morning routine, a walk outdoors just after sunrise, deep breathing along the way, and allowing his skin to soak in those first rays of sunlight. At first, he looked skeptical. "That's it?" he asked. I assured him that simplicity, when practiced consistently, could be powerful. The first week was not easy for him. He struggled to wake up early, and his body resisted movement. Yet he pushed himself gently. He walked slowly through his neighborhood, focusing on breathing in through his nose and exhaling longer through his mouth. He noticed the quiet of dawn, the cool air on his face, and how different it felt to begin the day outside instead of sinking into a chair with coffee. By the end of the first week, his mood had already lifted slightly. He told me, "I feel calmer, less on edge." 3 weeks later, Richard began to notice changes he could not ignore. His energy no longer faded by noon. He felt strong enough to work on his garden again, trimming hedges and carrying bags of soil without feeling drained. His wife remarked that he was smiling more, laughing at dinner, and joining conversations with renewed enthusiasm. Sleep, which had been shallow and broken, became deeper. He woke up refreshed instead of groggy. When I measured his hormone levels, there was a visible improvement, but more important was the way he carried himself, with confidence, steadiness, and pride. By the 3rd month, Richard's transformation was undeniable. His muscles had regained tone, his posture straightened, and his voice had more energy. He said with a grin, "I feel like I've been given back 10 years. He no longer doubted his ability to enjoy life at 63. Intimacy with his wife, which had quietly diminished, returned with warmth and vitality. For him, this was not just about testosterone or stamina. It was about reclaiming dignity and joy. The habit that seemed so small became the anchor of his renewal. Stories like Richard's remind us that the body is remarkably adaptable, even in later years. What matters is not the intensity of effort, but the faithfulness of practice. A 20-minute walk, deep breaths, and sunlight each morning became his medicine. And it can be yours as well. Before embracing any lifestyle change, especially at 60 or beyond, it is important to remember that no habit, no matter how natural or simple, can replace professional medical advice. The daily practice of walking, breathing, and morning sunlight is powerful, but it should be considered a supportive measure, not a cure-all. Testosterone decline is part of the aging process, and while this habit can slow the decline and restore vitality, men with serious health conditions should always consult their physician before making changes. Men with advanced heart disease, uncontrolled hypertension, or respiratory disorders need clearance from their health care provider before starting even gentle exercise. For those with joint pain or arthritis, The habit can be modified. Instead of long walks, shorter strolls, or even seated breathing outdoors can provide many of the same benefits. The key is to begin at your body's pace, not at someone else's standard. Pushing too hard or ignoring pain risks injury that can delay progress. Sun exposure, while beneficial, also requires caution. Early morning sunlight is safest, but prolonged or midday exposure increases the risk of skin damage. Aiming for 15 to 20 minutes of morning light is usually sufficient. If you have a history of skin cancer or are taking medications that increase light sensitivity, consult your dermatologist before practicing this regularly. Hydration is equally critical. Begin your walk with water and replenish afterward, since dehydration can strain both the cardiovascular system and hormone balance. Lastly, remember that while this habit can raise testosterone and stamina, it does not substitute for proper treatment. If you have underlying medical conditions like diabetes, sleep apnea, or severe hormonal disorders, think of it as a foundation, a way to strengthen your body's natural resilience, which works best when paired with medical guidance, balanced nutrition, and restorative sleep. Safety first ensures the benefits last. If you are a man over 60, do not underestimate the power of a single daily choice. A 20-minute walk in the morning light combined with deep breathing can reshape your energy, restore your testosterone, and reignite the stamina you thought was gone forever. Begin tomorrow, let the habit grow, and give yourself permission to feel strong again. If this message resonates with you, I invite you to join our community by liking this video, subscribing to Strong After 50, and sharing it with a friend who needs hope. Leave a comment about your own journey. We are building a brotherhood of men who refuse to fade quietly. Together, we will thrive.